Dobry den,
Zdravейте!
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
We are beginning to enjoy the Bulgarian summer.
Yes, it's been beautiful here this week.
It's been hot, it's been sunny, it's been wonderful. Yeah, exactly what we signed up for.
It's been quite hot working, doing any strimming, which is still an ongoing battle.
It is. We're getting to the stage though we're hoping by the end of June that the rapid growth dies down a bit.
Yeah, so we're not strimming on a daily basis anymore.
No.
Which we seem to be at the moment.
But we've carried on our week pretty much as we ended last week, really. Just pottering around apart from Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning we went back down to the village park with the volunteer crew.
Yeah.
And they're getting on famously with that, and it looks wonderful.
It's a vast improvement.
Yes, you had a little chat with the mayor about your strimmer.
Yes, he was saying that we've got the same maker strimmer. My strimmer's bigger, but that means it's harder to use.
Yes.
I think that's what he was saying. He was also telling me I needed a disc for cutting through some of the undergrowth rather than a stringer cord or stringer string. So I've got one of those now.
Yes, you hadn't bought one.
So this Sunday, hopefully it'll be me and the mayor, shoulder to shoulder, hacking our way through the undergrowth. We'll see.
Yes, we had a lot of the same faces, and we're definitely on nodding acquaintances with them now.
We are. They came up and said hello to us.
Yes.
In English. We, of course, replied in Bulgarian. And when we left, I went to the mayor and said, "Do drugato sedmica," which is see you next week. He looked at me a little strangely, as if to say, "Do you know what you just said?" Well, either that or I said it very badly.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll be back again this week and carrying on the battle against the undergrowth.
Yeah, but it is looking much better.
Yes, it's going to be a vast improvement. It'll be a nice space for people to use during the summer.
Yeah. And then what did we do after that?
Well, it's been an exciting week in Project Cess Pit. We've carried on doing the work, and this is what we've done. This week, our main job is the hopefully conclusion of Project Cess Pit. We've got the planks made. I've got one in place that you saw me put in last week. We've got to bring the rest of them up here, put them in position, fill the gaps between them, put the rebar on and concrete over the top. So our first job, I guess, is to bring the planks up. Put them over here for the minute. Okay. We've brought all the concrete beams up and we're ready to put them in place. The site's been surveyed by the cat, so I think we're ready to do the next stage. We're now ready to put the beams across the cess pit to make the new cover. What we're going to do is I'm going to put a line of cement powder down either side to bed the beams into. Once they're all in place, I'll give it a spray to start off the reaction. That should help secure them in place. I don't know if it will make any difference at all, but every bit helps, I think. So it's not going to take much effort, so I'm going to do it. I'm not doing it all the way along at first. it and then put it down. Can you kick yours across that way a bit? Just to see if you can. The sole of your shoe. Like this. Good. That's the 10 planks in place. They're now ready for the concrete to go on top of them. The gaps in between, I'm going to do a bit of filling. The 4 on this end, I've got to wait until I've poured the concrete for the kind of cantilever support for them. I'll do that this evening. Then we can put those in place tomorrow and do the main bit of concreting. That then hopefully will be this job done and our cess pit back in the operation as it should be. So that's all the concrete planks over the cess pit. The short ones are resting on the angle iron that I put in, which has been cemented in to give it that cantilever effect. We've taken some of that expanding foam and filled any gaps between the planks. This isn't structural, this is basically just so that when we pour the concrete on top, it doesn't go through any gaps or any holes, and hopefully it supports it well enough for it to set up and give us one complete slab over the top of the planks. That's the plan. Before we do that, we need to put the rebar in place, so that'll be our next job.
Nobody wants that. Careful!
Just by a little bit. That's good.
Yeah.
That's our rebar mesh on top of the planks. We've got to go around, prop it up in places, bend it down in other places so that it all fits within the thickness of the concrete. And once we've done that, we're ready to start making the concrete and pouring it in. I've covered the concrete while it dries with plastic. It appears to be able to hold at least the weight of an Engelbert, so hopefully once it's fully dry it'll be able to hold a bit more than that. So that's the cess pit lid 2 days after we completed the concreting. It's not totally smooth, but it doesn't need to be. The main purpose of it is to be solid and not collapse into the cess pit. And as it's around 6 inches in places, I'd say between 5 and 6 inches thick, it certainly shouldn't be doing that. Once it's fully dried up, we're going to cover it up with wood mulch, and as for now, we'll let it dry out and I can get on with some other jobs. So back to the schedule we set ourselves. So you can see we no longer have a big hole in the middle of our woodland.
Which is a great relief.
Yes, Lynn was worried about sheep wandering in and falling down there.
Yes, I was. Though we haven't seen any lately.
No.
Coming through our field and woodland.
And now they're safe, so.
Well, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
It supports Engelbert's weight.
Yeah. And if it does that, well, give it a time, it should support us.
Yeah, it's lovely not having that big gaping hole in the woodland anymore.
Yes, and having that job hanging over us as well. I was a little concerned, but it went very well.
Yeah, I think we've got quite a sturdy cover now.
And now we can carry on with doing the rest of the house.
Yeah, try and get back on schedule.
Yeah.
We did spend a bit of time going through doing a snagging list and sorting out what our next projects will be.
Yeah, we've wandered around, we've tidied up bits in the barn, preparing for the wood processing, and we've started working on the little jobs that get missed when you're doing something, and then you know you have to go back to them. We're now going back to them. So
Yeah, and you've got your annual sorting jobs like chimneys and
yeah, all those sort of things.
which will fit into the next couple of weeks somewhere.
Yeah, if you're going to clean your chimneys, do it when the weather's good. Don't leave it till the last minute.
Yeah.
That's what we're planning on doing. Not the last minute thing, obviously. But yeah, get the annual jobs out of the way in good time. That's our plan.
Yeah. And we haven't got any major plans. I think after your Project Cess Pit for next week, you're planning
A bit of downtime and a bit of smaller projects, little jobs, yeah.
little things round the house.
Until we start the corridor.
Yeah, we've only got 2 rooms internally left to do now, which is the top corridor and what was our kitchen, which will become our spare room.
Yeah, Lynn keeps coming up with new jobs like kennels for the dogs and
Summer
kitchen. But we knew they were coming, so.
And they will be very weather dependent.
Yeah, oh definitely.
So
we're not going to work too hard. Don't worry.
Not likely.
No. Well, so next week we've got, like we say, work in the park. Next Wednesday is our last scheduled Bulgarian lesson for this term. We've learnt an awful lot again, and the stuff we'd learnt previously is now making a lot more sense to us now that we know some of the rules of grammar and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's been very useful to us. All we need to do now is start using it.
Yes, I think listening is what we need to practice on, so we can understand what people are saying to us.
Yes. Once we work out how to do that, how to listen, then
I think we have to meet people for that.
I think so. Yes, we are planning. Our Wednesdays will be free. Spending Wednesdays up in the village, going up to the library, the community centre, the shop. Just trying to have little conversations with people. See how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted.
So I think that's probably about it for us this week, is it?
I think it is, yes. There are exciting things on the horizon, but until we've done them, we're not going to tell you what they are. It will be a surprise.
To me as well, apparently.
Yeah, I like to build a feeling of suspense. So until next week, it just leaves us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Do skoro.
Do skoro.